What's up, everybody? I'm the BurningSkyCloud, and welcome back to. Whoa, that's weird. For some reason, the music sounded louder than what I put it at the last time. But anyway, welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. So, last episode, we got to do some investigating while Bryce took care of another murder. We ran into some unknown hooded person. No possibility that it is Reza. I honestly feel like there's someone else in play on this. But, well, we're gonna find this out. We're gonna find things out. And what does Reza know about the Dragon lands that no one else does? That is the mystery right there. So, anyway, let's continue onward. Finally, some free time. Whatever am I going to do? Let's see. You know what? Let's order some lunch. I feel like we haven't eaten in like a day since we've been here. I remember that Adine told me that the cafe did deliveries as well, and not having anything else better to do, I figured I should try it out. I made my order with a quick phone call, and it wasn't long before the doorbell rang. Ding dong! Well, that was quick. It just so happened that Adine herself stood in the doorway, dripping wet and with damp containers in her grip. Aww, she's so freaking adorable! Oh, it's you again. But I thought we were over this, but at least you don't reduce me to my species anymore. I'm gonna go with, hey. Hey. Here's your order. Sorry I got a little wet, but it should still be okay. You're soaked. Why don't you come in? Because honestly, the first option is like, dude, it's raining. Like, are you that stupid? I would have to be that stupid, and I'm not going to say thanks for the food and send her on her way. Come on in, come on in. Thanks. I was just about to ask you if I could stay for a little while. This was actually my last delivery for the day, and I live on the other side of town. Of course. I couldn't let you fly back when it's this ugly outside. Feel right at home. I better eat this before it gets cold. I sat down at the table and started eating my food while Adine decided to take a seat opposite of myself. Do you like it? Yeah, it's actually quite good. Do you have something similar where you come from? We do. As a matter of fact, it's almost scary how close it is to what we have back home. Really? Maybe we all just share a similar taste. Maybe there's more to it than that. What do you mean? Well, don't you trace your origins back to humans in some way? I know what kind of reputation we have in your culture. That is true. Let me ask you this. Where do you think the portal you found came from? Who built it? Humans did it, of course. Exactly. If you believe humans had something to do with an artifact created who knows how many years ago, it wouldn't be a stretch to think that they could have also influenced you in other ways. That is interesting to think about. As humans, we have the influential power to... we have the power to influence others. It's just part of our what makes us us. So in some way, the humans influence the dragons to adapt to their ways of life, or something like that. Even something as simple as this dish? I like that idea. So, what do you do when you aren't working in the restaurant? Do you have a family? Well, most of the time I take care of my kids. Oh, nice. How many children do you have? They aren't really my children per se. I just take care of them. Oh, so you're like a foster mom in some kind of way. I was just saying that. You're more of a foster parent then. Not quite. These are orphan children I'm talking about. I just volunteer to spend some time with them. So I'm really more of a babysitter and teacher all in one. Oh. So you watch the kids and you teach them. I like that. I can't really take them in and care for them 24/7 like a proper parent would. I'd love to, but I work far too much to be a single parent. Aw. You need someone there to take care of you, Adine. With the amount of time I spend at the restaurant, I don't think the kids would be any better off. So I just help out whenever I can. That's very nice of you. Thanks. These kids already didn't get a very good hand in life. I just thought that if I can make even a small difference for them, it'd be worth it. I see. What about hobbies? Do you have any? Can I ask a question for a change? Whoops. We're asking way too many questions. Sure. Go ahead. Well, I don't really know much about you. Actually, I'm not sure if there is anyone here who does. What would you like to know? What did you do before you came here? That's classified. Nothing special. Really. I mean, I have my degrees, but this is the first time I did something that was actually related to them. The work I did previously was just to keep afloat. I know what you mean. I suppose it's my turn again. So, tell me about your hobbies. Yeah, let's just take turns, asking 20 questions for each. The one I enjoy most is probably flying. Heck yeah! That is, wait, is flying a hobby? I mean, I suppose airplane flying is a hobby, but like to actually fly without having to use any, planes. That would be a whole different experience. Just flying? Well, not just flying. I do aerobatics, or stunt flying. I've been doing that on and off for a couple of years now. That's a cool, but also... No. You must be the most overqualified delivery flyer in history, then. Actually, that might not be so far from the truth. I'm actually hoping to be a part of a competition in some time. So you can do that, but no, we're not doing it. Are you that good? Are you... Are you that good? That's what I'm trying to find out. Perfect, I did a good answer. Okay, since it is my turn again, well... This might be an unusual question. So, when they said it was a human that would be coming here, I kind of expected something a little different. That's not really a question. You know what I mean. I mean, yeah, you do look different from us, but you're not really anything like some of the things that have been said about your kind. Fair enough, It all comes down to the imaginative mind, and what they perceive as such. I could say the same thing about you. Really? Yeah, we have plenty of myths about dragons. Like what? Dragons are noble creatures. Well, I mean, I suppose there are too many to list. There are just too many to list. Some of them good, some of them not so much. Sounds like what we have on you, actually. Now that I see one of you right in front of me, it's almost silly what some of the myths say. Well, no matter what you might think about humans, I can assure you that I am in no way special or supernatural. I disagree with that. Why? You say that you aren't special, but just the fact that you're here with us right now is quite special to me, and many others. Just try to see it the other way around. You know, you have a good point. What were you thinking when you first heard about us? I thought it was a joke. Of course, all of that changed
And the Fire Nation attacked.
once I came through the portal. See? Having something you've only heard about in stories turned out to be real is quite special. And it's not just the discovery of you dragons. We found a portal to an entirely different world. We still haven't figured that one out. Neither have we. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. By the way, interesting selection of books you have there. Draconic Desire, Ixomansphere. Are these yours? No, they were already here when I moved in. Have you read any of them? I did read Sheridan and the Scepter of Sovereignty. How did you like it? It was entertaining, but nothing special. Nothing special is a good way to describe the entire series, actually. Wow, I am picking really good choices here with Adine. Oh, you've got Price and Prayer. You should totally read that one. You think so? Why's that? It's not just an interesting story, it's based on true events. The author is so right when he says there's a lot we can learn from what happened back then. I'll check it out when I have the time. Let me know when you do. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Alright, since you asked about my family earlier, I'm going to do the same thing. Is there a Mr. or Mrs. Scaly back home waiting for you? No, can't say there is. How about a potential Mr. or Mrs. Scaly then? Are you looking to date anyone? Ooh, love interest. Oh, it's a shame you can't be with them now then. Damn. Frick. Or are you talking about someone you met here? Yeah! Hold on. I gotta save this. I gotta save this. Maybe. Oh my. Yes! Would it happen to be someone I know? Well, it's a good thing I saved, so that way, in case that I screw up, I can just go back to it. Well, who is it? I'm not sure how many questions that was, but I'm sure it's not your turn anymore. Are we still even playing this game? Sorry, you gotta play by the rules. Well, go ahead then. You know, why don't we make this a little more interesting while we're at it? What do you suggest? Truth or dare? What's that? We continue asking questions, but if one of us doesn't want to answer the question, we have to do something the other person tells us to. I don't even know what kind of dare I would make you do. Yeah, that's one of the issues I have when it comes to truth or dare. I can ask all the questions I want in the world, but picking dares, that's a little hard. And, there are people out there who, have a comfort level when it comes to doing dares. So, let's see what we can do with them. It could be something that would make me uncomfortable, or something you'd like to see me do. Anything? Well, keep in mind that revenge might be coming quicker than you think, so don't ask someone for anything you wouldn't do yourself. Got it. So who's first? You asked the last few questions, so it's only fair if I start. Alright. What is your most guarded secret? I don't really keep secrets. That's not a real answer. But it's the truth. You aren't very good at this game. Damn it. Hey, it's my first time. Don't worry about it. Since it is my turn now, what is your greatest wish? I like the second answer. He wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. Da 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 da.
Catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause.
But no, let's go with world peace. More than anything, I'd want there to be peace on Earth. That is an honorable wish, Scaly. Okay, my turn. What would you do if you were invisible for a day? Invisible, huh? That's a hard one. I mean, no one would see me flying then, and I do want people to see that. Well, with this question, it's more about what you would do if you had the opportunity to do something without getting caught, like something mischievous or criminal. I could think of a few things. Granted, those kind of things would land me in jail, but... And it's nothing bad. Well, actually, it is bad, but not in the way that most people are thinking. But who knows what I'm thinking, because you don't have my mind, so you can't really tell what I'm thinking. Oh, I know what I would do. I'd check out the building they found along with the portal. What building? Didn't you hear about that? They found a whole building along with the portal. It's actually underground, and they have it heavily guarded while a team of archaeologists work on it. I think it might contain many secrets and answers about the portal and where it came from. Interesting. I think I'd like to check that out as well. If you knew the world was about to end, what would you do? Hide in a bunker deep underground. Enjoy life to the fullest until the last moment. That's what I would do. Because with the world ending, like, what are you gonna do? You know, you're gonna, what, like, are you gonna stand there and be completely scared, or are you gonna take it head on and enjoy the moment while it lasts? Going out with a bang, huh? If you could come back with me to my... Ah, freck. I don't... I'm sorry, I'm feeling very attached to Adine. Well, I mean, I can always go back and reload. Is that your question? Or is that already a dare? Make it a dare, 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 make it a dare. A question. I just couldn't think of anything better. Well? Damn it! Well, then my answer would be no. I don't kiss just anyone, you know. However, if it was a dare, my answer might be different. Alright, so from those you have met here so far, who is the one you fancy most? I think I'll take a dare for this one. Oh, finally! What am I gonna have you do? Whatever you like. No, I honestly have no idea. Take your time. Alright, let me think for a minute. Oh, looks like it's getting late. Wait, what time is it? Whoops, seems like I've been here longer than I thought. I probably should be going now. Seems like the rain has stopped too. Yeah, that's great. You know, if you want me to come over again, you don't have to order anything to do it. Here's my private number. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. Bye. Well, that, that happened. You know what? I don't have any regrets on that. Let's see. So, I already spent my time with Adine. I hope I can get the chance with her later. I'm gonna meet with Anna. Not, 'cause I haven't seen her in a while. She told me to meet her here, so she's gotta be around here somewhere. The production facility had many different wings, covering everything from research to processing. In addition to production, it was easy to get lost if you didn't know where you were going. I heard some commotion in the distance, and when I approached, I was surprised to see not only Anna, but Remy as well. They seemed to be in the middle of a heated conversation. I thought it would be inappropriate to approach now, so I remained several paces back, out of their field of vision, but still close enough to be able to make out their words. We have heard the rumors. So you come to me on the basis of rumors. Is that how you operate? What do you want from me? This is not the first time you've been in trouble, you know. And I might not be so lenient with you this time. I don't know what you are talking about. Consider this a warning. You should proceed carefully for your own good. If you wanted to threaten me, the least you could have done was to send someone more intimidating. Like Maverick. You may be larger than I am, but even I can see that you're just a big coward. You wouldn't dare put your dirty claws on me. I wouldn't. I'm here as a courtesy to you, not to threaten or intimidate. Do with that information whatever you wish. You know we'll be back, and if they find anything, there will be consequences. Do you think I care? This attitude of yours is not helpful. Neither are you. Well, I've said what I came to say. I've said what I came here to say. Good luck. Whatever. Remy turned to leave and started walking in my direction. I ducked behind a pillar, and when he went past, I wasn't sure if he'd seen me. Either way, he left, and I was safe to approach now. What was that all about? Who cares? Wait, how long have you been here? Not very long. Not that it matters much anyway. This is just par for the course for me. I know, Remy. What's the problem? The nerve of that guy. He probably wouldn't be so uptight if it wasn't for that thing with his girlfriend a few years ago. But I don't care about him. It's his superiors that are the problem. They don't like me and the research I'm doing. They cite their traditions and values, claiming that those are what have kept us alive for so long. If anything were to change, it would obviously fracture the base the society is built on, cause it all to collapse, tear apart families, and allow all hell to break loose. At least, if you believe those old-timers who keep repeating these phrases. And all that nonsense because of my research. Valuable research that could save lives, mind you. What kind of research are we talking about? I could show you sometime, but we're here to have fun, right? I thought you wanted to show me, since you said we were both in biology and all that. Sure, but after doing this all day, you'll have to excuse me for not wanting to talk about it even more. Wasting my time with that guy was just another setback. Not that I don't already have more than enough work to do. Even right now I'm supposed to be working overtime. Guess you can give me the tour some other time then. I will. Oh, and thanks for the blood, by the way. The results aren't in yet, but I'll let you know when they are. Good. I'm just as curious about the results as you are. No, you aren't. I am. I am way curiouser than you are. Curiouser? Is that even a word? It is, since an author popularized its use where I came from. Then I am way more curiouser than you are. Not if I am the curious. Excuse me for a moment, but I'm a sweep from the English language. At this rate, why don't you just say you're the most curious rest. This is bad grammar language. I'm not sure. I am not a linguist. Are you? Not exactly, but I have a way with words. My tongue is quite skilled, or so I hear. Some might even say cunning. In any case, if you have to work overtime today, does that mean I should wait for you? Or do you want me to come back another time? Neither. I think my break should start right about now. What a lucky coincidence. It is, isn't it? So, where are we going? I don't know where you are going, but I think I need a coffee or 5. You can tag along if you like. It would be my pleasure. We'll see if it will be mine as well. I hope you brought your own money, though, because I'm not sharing. You know, I never thought to ask about the currency in this place. I didn't, but everything I purchased is taken care of by my ambassador status. Oh, good. Nice. Actually, that opens up some very interesting possibilities. It might, but I'd rather not do anything too fishy. I don't want to raise any suspicion, you know. Good point. Well, let's go then. After you, milady. So chivalrous. There we are. Finally! I can't wait to get some coffee into my system. Oh, hello, Scoy. Nice to see you again. Yeah, I know, I'm switching their voices up a little bit. Hey. Who's your companion? Can't you just take my order? I apologize. Let me try that again. Welcome to our establishment. My name's Adine, and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? I'll have a coffee. Thank you. And what can I bring the esteemed gentleperson on the other side of the table? I'll also take a coffee, please. No problem. I'll be right back. What's her problem? I'm here to order something, not to chit-chat with the employees. Well, she was here for me, Anna, so, you know, chill. I know her. It's fine. If you say so. Here you go. Enjoy. I totally needed that. So, you work in that facility. And your point is? What's your job there? I mean, what do you do exactly? We do all kinds of things. The truth is, we just have all kinds of specialized machinery there which is used by many different people for many different purposes. The building is owned and run by the council, who oversees the schedule. It is quite handy, since you can go from research to testing and even manufacturing all in the same complex. I started out as a researcher in biology, which is still my main job, but I've been there so long and learned the ins and outs of the building so well that eventually I was asked to take over some managerial duties. Sure, it means more work, but it also allows me to run a personal project every once in a while. Does that sate your curiosity? I've only seen glimpses, but it already sounds like a fascinating place. I'm not sure I'd go so far as to call it fascinating, but it surely does give me a lot of opportunities. Oh, I forgot to ask you what you actually plan to do with my blood and test results. And the test results. What is this? An interrogation? I was just asking a question. That's all. Well, it's not the first. Excuse me, princess. Alright, I'll finish my drink quietly then, if that's what you'd prefer. Sorry, I'm just stressed from all the work lately. I'm not getting much respite between my regular work, overtime, personal projects, and other disturbances, like that Remy sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. What do you usually do during your free time? Having a good work-life balance is very important, you know. I love my job. I really do. Actually, I love it so much that even in my free time, I still do things that have to do with biology. That's a very good hobby to have off work, too. To some people, you know, doing a hobby is fun, like YouTubing or Twitch. As I said, I've got the opportunity to do my own projects sometimes, so that's what I focus on when I get the chance. It would be a shame to pass up an opportunity like that without using it. With the current influx of work, I rarely leave the facility if I'm not eating or sleeping. Even right now, I'm only on break and have to go back for another shift. Maybe you should do something else for a change. Maybe, but right now that's not really an option. It would help if the council weren't constantly sending their lackeys to mess with me. So that wasn't the first time. No, I suppose I'm on their watch list or something. Why is that? It's a long story, and not one for a first date. Fair enough. So you're saying this is a date? No, I'm saying that even if this was a date, which would be more than whatever this is, I wouldn't be very appropriate. Stories about work aren't very romantic. Yeah, because who would want to talk about their work life on a date? It's always about work with you. Come on, you're on break. Maybe we should do something to take your mind off of that once, all that was for. Maybe we should do something to take your mind off all that for once. Yeah, wording. Like what? I'm not sure. Do you have any other hobbies that don't include biology? Not really. Hey, waitress. How can I help you? Do you have anything to entertain your guests? Do you have anything here to entertain your guests? Any games or other distractions? I'm not sure. Let me go check. What exactly are you trying to do? Just wait and you'll see. The anticipation is killing me. You know what would be a really fun game to play at a restaurant? I don't know I forgot what it was called, but it's these triangle things you find at Cracker Barrel. And it's full of pegs except one, and you have to like it's kind of like checkers. You pick up one peg, jump it over the other, and then you take that peg out, and you have to just keep doing that until you get as many pegs out as you can. But the main objective of that game is to get one. I never have been able to get one. Maybe two, but never one. But I have been known... I am known to have been an ignoramus. At least that's what the that's what the rules on the game say. Actually, no. It's boredom. It's more for the kids, but we don't really have anything else. It's fine. Thank you. Have fun! A board game? Really? I know it's not Nizki's textile merchant, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Textile merchant? Nizki? It's a game. Never mind. I want to know about that game. Well, I'm not convinced that this will accomplish anything, unless your goal is to make me regret this day. It seems to be a trivia game. Do you have good general knowledge? Do you even know what kind of advanced knowledge I have to memorize and work with every single day? You bet I have good general knowledge. Certainly more than enough to beat a foreigner like you. If you're so confident, maybe we should make a bet. What do you have in mind? Let's say if I win, I'll get to go on a real date with you. No fitting me in during your break. No fitting me in during your break. No complaining about everything, and no acting as if you're doing me a favor. Especially because it was you who wanted to meet me in the first place. And if I win, I'll have you come in sometime so I can run more tests on you. Ha! If that's what you want, so be it. Let's do this then. Since it was your idea, it's only fair that I start. So how does this work? It seems to be pretty simple. We take turns drawing cards and asking questions until we both asked a number that we agreed on beforehand. Whoever gets more right in the end wins. How many questions shall it be then? How about 5? Let's make it 3. Not sure how long this will take, and my break won't be for too long either. Alright, go ahead then. I saw mischief in her eyes, her stare piercing, paired with the hint of an arrogant smirk that exposed her antissa. She seemed confident that she would win, and loved every second of it. Slowly, her hand went over to the deck of cards and drew the topmost. Ooh! Who was cited as one of our most important historians, his work spanning over 20 books, credited with mapping out our entire history since the beginning of sentience. Otomo Izumi. I feel like that would be the answer. I'm afraid that's wrong. I'm so sorry, Skoy. Dang it. How was I supposed to know something like that? It was your challenge. You dig your grave, you lie in it. Besides, it's not as if it wasn't clear to me from the beginning that I'd win, so no surprises there. Let's see how you fare with your first question. Bring it. How far can you walk into the woods? Only into the middle. Anything after that, and you're walking out of the woods again. That's an actual fair point. At some point, you just reach the middle of the woods, and then you just go out the opposite side. You're right. That's a rather weird question, though. I suppose I read the right kinds of books growing up. I know most of those trick questions. Let's see what the second question has in store for you, shall we? Alright, if there are 5 apples and you take 3 away, how many do you have? I mean, that's kind of an obvious answer. 2. No, Dan! I fell for that. No, you see, it's a trick question. 3 is the correct answer because that's the number you took away. Oh, golly. That doesn't count! Don't be so childish. Alright, alright. Okay, here's your question. In which year of our timeline did we gain sentience? Oh. Alright, here's your question. In which year of our timeline did we gain sentience? 0. The beginning of our timeline marks the event when we gain sentience. Right again. Have you played this game before? It's a children's game. These questions aren't really a challenge. I'll just go ahead and draw the next card, so we can end this. An adventurer who values his life has to choose between 3 rooms to cross. Which of the following would be the safest? A room filled with poisonous gas, a room filled with 100 highly trained assassins, a room submerged in water filled with alligators that have not eaten in 8 months. You know, I feel like I've heard this question before somewhere. I think it's number 3. I am so bad at these question games. Nope. In fact, all the rooms are equally deadly. Alligators can go up to 2 years or more without food, making room number 3 as deadly as the others. The other 2 rooms should not require any explanation. I don't even know what to say to that. I do. I think you're about to lose. Looks like this is going to be the last question. Just get it over with already. What is the approximate acceleration speed of a nose-diving flyer? I'll have to think about that one for a minute. I was just kidding. I still could have calculated that. Okay, here's the real question. What is the only substance known to be lighter than in its solid form compared to its liquid state? Water. That seems to be correct. Of course it is. Duh. Just look at that. I won. Someone had to. This turned out to be more fun than I expected. Of course, the main reason for that is because I won, but still. I get it. You won, you're great, etc., etc. That is true. So when should I come in for the tests? Actually, I'm not sure if I'll get a spot for them in the facility anytime soon, but I'll be sure to let you know. I'm quite sure you will. But you know what? This wasn't so bad after all. Maybe I'll let you have your date. Oh, sweet! Can I still pick Adine after all of this is over? Really? Sure. I mean, you didn't win, but I think you earned it nonetheless. Or maybe I'm just that nice. Okay. Well, it's up to you. Call me if you're interested. I'm going with Adine. I'll let you know. I'm still going to collect my prize, though. I'm sure you'll make sure of that. You bet I will. In any case, I should get going now. My break is just about to end. Bye. Whoa, this was a weird day. I was not sure what I had expected out of this encounter, but it certainly wasn't this. After all, proposing a proper date was my way of sticking it to her for being rude. Even though I lost the bet, she didn't seem to mind going on a date with me, as long as she got what she wanted. Whether I would follow up on it was up to me, though. Oh, wow. Dadgum, this music is loud! Superstition. Ugh. Alright, so every 2 episodes is a full chapter. Well, anyway, I think this was a, yeah, this was a very enjoyable episode. I was really hoping something would have come out with Adine, because I was feeling very connected to her. Anna, not so much, but I wonder if I'm going to find out what the mystery to all of this is soon enough. But for the time being, I'll continue things in the next episode, so thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and share, and don't forget to subscribe to see more in the future. I'll catch you later!